What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to tonight's stream, where, of course, the wait continues. I was saving a couple of minutes because I was reading through some of the comments before we started. As I always mentioned, I like to get a flavour of where we're at. And like I've said all the way through, I've been upfront and honest on what I know and what I've been told. I can't make this go faster. I'm not involved in the negotiation. But one thing I would like to say to the people who are taking cheap shots at me in the chat, at least I'm here every night in front of camera, talking to you, explaining what I'm saying, explaining what I'm hearing, explaining what's gone wrong, explaining when I've been wrong, unlike Romano and others who are just hiding behind yoga emojis on Twitter. So if you want to come in and have a sly dig, kindly fuck off, because I'm not here to be abused by anybody. I come on every night to have fun and enjoy myself with Liverpool fans from around the world to talk about our club, but I am not inside these negotiations and I can't make it go any quicker. Hand on heart, ask yourself this question. Do you not think I'm frustrated? As a fan, content creator aside, I've been spending the day moaning at my mates about it all. It's really frustrating me that it's taken this long. But all I can reiterate at this point, and I'm not even going to add anything else, is it will get done. There's no chance of it falling apart, nothing to be concerned about. But like I've said last night, I absolutely understand the frustration, and that's why I haven't hidden away and I've been here every night to face up to people who need to vent. And I get it, I appreciate it, and like I've said before, I'm not going to go into hiding if I ever get something wrong. I'm here. And again, Ornstein, Joyce, Romano, Plettenberg, any journalist you want to pick told you the same thing. This deal won't drag on. Both sides want this deal done quickly, and that the player only wants Liverpool. Now, why it hasn't been done yet, that's a Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards and Leverkusen question. I can't tell you that. But again, I'm not here to be abused by anybody. If you want to abuse me, find my address, come to my front door, and we can sort it out. But hiding behind the comments like a pussy on Twitter just to have a dig at someone because you're frustrated, that's not going to wash, I'm afraid. Anyway, let's get going with the news tonight. So look, as a fan, am I frustrated about it? Well, yeah, of course, if I see Manchester City going out there and getting 2 signings done while we're twiddling our thumbs, I find it frustrating. The same as everybody else. Don't forget, I'm a Liverpool fan first and foremost, and this has been bugging me. I'm asking myself the same questions that you are. What has taken these lads so long? Why are Leverkusen playing silly beggars? Is Florian Wirtz getting annoyed by it? Is his agent on the phone to Leverkusen? If I was Wirtz, I'd be in there throwing tables around at this point. But, that's why I'm not in these negotiations. I'm far too emotional of a fella. But I don't know why it's taken this long. And again, I can only apologise. I put my hands up. My information was that everything was agreed, the same as the information everybody else was getting. But unlike others, I'll front up when things are wrong and won't go into hiding behind emojis. I'll face up to my community, put my hands up and apologise like I've done numerous times. What I've learned from this is no more reporting on any transfer stuff for me. From what I heard, I'm going to stick to just reporting what the journalists have heard because, well, it's a no-win situation. If you get something wrong, which happens, and again, I'm not saying I'm absolutely without fault. I'm not, and I took my lumps last night and I apologise, but I'm not going to be abused by anybody for a transfer that I'm not in control of. If you want to write abusive emails, send them to Leverkusen, or send them to Hughes and Edwards, or send them to the journalists that aren't fronting up every night and answering your questions. I'm not here to deal with your bullshit. So let's get into the news. One thing that I did want to talk about was the Dirk Kuyt situation, because we did get a bit of clarity on this one. So we're trying to figure out at the moment who is going to be Arne Slot's new assistant. We know obviously Johnny Heidinger has moved across to Ajax. Looks like, as I mentioned yesterday, he coming back in for Jaros as well. But Rob Janssen, who is Dirk Kuyt's agent, has been talking, and he said, no, it will be a different assistant manager. That would have been great for him. Liverpool's assistant will be someone else. It would have been great for Dirk, but he would have loved to go to Liverpool. Assistant there is, of course, a serious level. Goes on to say Marco Pusic was also linked. He's a former AZ Alkmaar and Feyenoord assistant to Klopp. And then the other name is Etienne Reijnen, spelled Reijnen, who's the current Feyenoord assistant coach and had been thought to join Arne at Liverpool, but work permit issues stopped that one from happening last summer. So there are other names that are still in the mix. But right now, one thing we can do is rule out Dirk Kuyt. As his agent has said, it's not going to be him. Where are we at? Elks said Leverkusen. I was going to say Leverkusen there, mate. That's how confused I am right now. Elks said Leverkusen coming off as silly, greedy SOBs now. So here's what I don't understand. Putting aside any information just on a basic human level. If Leverkusen wanted it done quickly, and if Liverpool wanted it done quickly, and if Wirtz and his agent wanted it done quickly, why isn't it done quickly? That nobody seems to have the answer to. And that's one thing that has left, yes, me, but many others with egg on our face, because we've got the information we've had. Everybody has been similar in what they've been told and what they've said. But what none of us seemingly have an answer to is the delay. And I don't have an answer to it. Don't panic. Don't panic. I'm panicking. I'm calm, mate. I'm not panicking about it falling apart. Like I said yesterday, I've no concerns about it. But I'm not a patient person either. So I'm waiting for this to happen like everybody else. And, you know, we were having a discussion in our Discord beforehand. It does feel, for me, like sometimes some of the goodness goes out of these things when it drags on like this. But as other more calm, rational people have tried to say to me, it's only important that it gets done. And it is, of course. It is important that it gets done. But, you know, we're waiting. We're all waiting for that positive release, and I get it. I'm as annoyed about this delay as all of you. Even just putting aside the fact I was wrong, any of that stuff, no problem. But just as a fan, I'm frustrated by it. Isaac, thank you. Just somebody wound me up beforehand because they mentioned my wife in the comments. And like I've always said to you, come and have a pop at me, no problem. Bring my family into it and I get defensive because my missus, my kids, nothing to do with any of this, so please don't mention their names if you have anything derogatory to say, because it's shithouse and it's low-life stuff. All jokes aside, I understand the frustration and past traumas, but we all need to just chill. It happens when it happens, not worth stressing. I promise you, Cal, even if I did make content, I'd be stressing about this as a fan. I know there's nothing to worry about the deal falling apart, but I totally understand and empathise with the frustration. It's just... You know, we're impatient. We're in a society now where we're all impatient. We all want everything now, and I'm definitely one of those people. But, you know, it is what it is. The choices I have are, come on, chat with everybody, try talk through the news and other stuff, or not. I even seen one prick in the comments trying to say, another Vert scheduled stream. Well, is it? If you looked at the thumbnail, it says, window closed, and it says the 2 deals weren't done. So, I don't know what you expect from me, but I'm here to talk about Liverpool news every night, and that is the biggest news in Liverpool. So, of course, I'm going to be discussing the transfer topics. What else would you like me to discuss? Would you like me to count the blades of grass on the football pitch? You know, people just, you can't win sometimes. I'm a Liverpool aggregate channel that come on to talk about news and support the club. Of course, I'm going to be speaking about what the latest news is in it, and I'm going to try to get through the latest as I have it on other deals as well. But if you want to piss and moan, just go somewhere else, because I'm not going to listen to it. If you want to have a civilised conversation and say, what happened, Craig? I'll explain it to you, no problem. But again, on this channel, as in life, decency and respect is a minimum. Get John Wick in these negotiations, he'd sort it out. One thing that keeps going through my head today, Tipsy Dipsy, is this whole thing about one of the really appealing factors for FSG with Hughes and Edwards is their ability to remove emotion from decision making. And it kind of made me chuckle a little bit today thinking about that, because I won't lie, if I was in this negotiation, it would have been blown up at this point because I'd have lost my head. So I'm very glad that there are people in it who are apparently, you know, more measured and calm in their approach to it. But at some point, somebody's going to need to get a little bit, not aggro, but a little bit firm on this. Forget it. Hope you're well. Thank you, Matt. It's been a really tough couple of days. It really has, mate. Because everyone just wants to celebrate it. And we're seeing other clubs going out and getting signings done. And then we're sitting on social media and we're waiting and we're waiting and we're waiting. But, you know, I hope it'll be worth it when it happens. It will be. But, you know, I hope it happens soon as well. Are we buying a centre-back? Any news to that? Let me just check through. So, nothing really new for me on the centre-back stuff that I'd seen. It feels to be like Liverpool are potentially looking at outgoings before we go back in for players after the 3 that we're speaking about. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about Luis Diaz tonight. We're going to speak a bit about Hugo Ekitike as well. And then there's going to be a bit on Kerkez, because Kerkez, well, his replacement has been agreed now to come in to Bournemouth. They've agreed a deal with, what's his name, Adrian Truffair of Rouen. And he's going to go have his medical now. That deal is agreed for him to go to Bournemouth. So you would imagine that that should, in theory, push along Liverpool's recruitment of Milos Kerkez. So it makes it very confusing as to why Kerkez would have missed out on both the Hungary national team games if it wasn't to push this deal along. So I'm hoping we get some news on that one soon. But remember, all I've ever said to you is, apart from the deal done stuff, which I put my hands up on, that's the information I was given. It has been wrong, the same as Ornstein's information, Romano's, and that no problem with. But they will get done, like I said, as will Kerkez. But it doesn't stop the frustration, and I understand that. David, lovely to see you, my man. Always nice to see you win. Hope things are going well for you. Luke, Feckham, my man, the keyboard warriors. Again, I get the frustration, but I can't change how it's happening. You know, I can't make it go quicker. Any news in the striker realm? A little bit. So the Echo posted something earlier on, and there was some conversations around the Victor Osimhen interest over the last 24 hours. The Echo said that their understanding is that our focus lies elsewhere at the minute. They go on to say that there's no plans for the Nigerian international, which is what I've been reading as well about Osimhen. But he does want to stay in Europe, so will it be Galatasaray? Will he find a move somewhere else? I don't know. There is no impending news that I'm aware of on any striker. It definitely feels like these are the three deals the Reds want to get done. Kerkez, Wirtz, Frimpong. And then after that, it will depend on when we move Darwin on. And on the Darwin stuff, actually, I don't know if this is genius or ridiculous, but the Mail have reported that Liverpool value Darwin Nunez in excess of £70 million. Now, if we get £70 million, absolutely brilliant. I think we'll all be saying, well done. But it doesn't feel like a realistic expectation for a player that we paid 71 for so far. They look for 70 back for a player who has absolutely regressed since he's come to Liverpool. I mean, that'll be a great deal if they could make it happen. But personally, I think we're going to see something closer to the 45, 50 million quid if we manage to sell Darwin. So no new schmungus on a striker target because it doesn't seem like it's a priority. Now, Chelsea tried to get the deal for Hugo Ekitike done today, obviously before that 7 p.m. window shut for the Club World Cup. That didn't happen. That collapsed. They didn't get Mannion in either. That collapsed. Florian Plettenberg has said Chelsea and Ekitike remain in talks for the summer transfer window, but Liverpool are still in the race. Has anybody else been a little bit intrigued by Liverpool playing 2 friendlies against Bilbao? I wonder if there's that in that or if it's just, you know, a couple of handy friendlies. They're both taking place on, what was it, the 4th, was it? Let me just get that day for you. August the 4th, yeah. Liverpool are playing a double header at Anfield against Leverkusen, against Athletic Club Bilbao. 1 ticket, by the way, will do fans for both those games. So there's a 5 p.m. game and an 8 p.m. game. As a content creator, I'm really excited about that, getting to watch 2 back-to-back games. But if you're looking to head to it, well, there's great value in that if you can get a ticket. AJ, hey Craig, been a member for 21 months on my main channel. However, it won't let me send super chats and I don't think you can see my comments. What's the issue? Well, if you can comment a super chat, you should be able to comment. If you could just do me a favor, AJ, and comment in the normal chat, or try to comment in the normal chat for me, bro, right now, I'll have a look and see if I can see it. So if you could throw in a normal comment, I will adhere to see if I can see it for you, bro. But if you're able to send a super chat, certainly your chat, if you're banned, you wouldn't be able to put through. So I don't know any reason as to why you would be banned, my man. Yeah, I can see you, AJ. You're there now. You said hello. Can you see? Yeah, all good, my man. All good. So yeah, I can't explain the other stuff, dude. Sometimes it's just a YouTube issue. And again, I sympathise and I get your frustration. But you're certainly not banned on here, my man. Ivor headache. How are we, mate? I know that feeling. Hey Craig, big up. I thought watching Frimpong put the Nike shirt on was awkward. Is there a chance Adidas are holding up Kerkez and Wirtz? No, because they simply couldn't, because the Adidas deal doesn't kick in until August the 1st and our pre-season starts on July the 8th. So yeah, there'd be no way that we could hang off that long. Now what you will see is probably the numbers. That's been my guess on this that you see the players unveiled holding up the Nike shirts. But I think maybe we won't get their official numbers till a little bit later. Maybe they play in pre-season with some bang average random numbers or something. I don't know, but that's my best guess on it. But ultimately, no, we can't wait that long because the Adidas deal doesn't take effect until the 1st of August. Craig, you don't have to keep justifying yourself, mate. Ball wax to them. No, I don't like disappointing anybody. And again, if I'm wrong, that's fine. I'll front up to being wrong. But I just, some stuff goes a bit over the line and it's not nice to see. Jonty said, I get us fans are frustrated as we're burned from the Caicedo drama, but you and your family don't deserve any abuse. Thank you, Craig. We appreciate you. Look, I love you all to bits. You know that. I appreciate all of your support. But, I feel the same frustrations you guys do as a fan. Because, first and foremost, I am a Liverpool fan. And I promise you, my frustrations around this deal are exactly the same as yours. And I'm wondering what on earth is going on. I have the same PTSD from all the other stuff. But my big concern at the minute is how we could be in a one-horse race and still drag it out this long as a fan. I'm not concerned it falls apart, but I am questioning why when there's a release clause we get deals done like that. But whenever we have to negotiate a deal, and this is a huge deal, the biggest one in our club's history, probably the biggest one in the Premier League history. But at the same time, how long does it take and all that? How many small details need to be ironed out? And what on earth is the hold-up? You would imagine if you got into a room with somebody, you'd hash most of this shit out over a few hours. So I'm annoyed that we're still here talking about it because I want to move on and see the window develop, and I want to know where Liverpool are looking from a striker. I want to know where Liverpool are looking at a central defender. I want to know if the Angelo Stiller links are true, and I don't think we get to kind of find all this stuff out until everything else starts to fall into place. And then, of course, there's the outgoings that needs to be dealt with as well. Stevie Boy said, deal will get done, but if it goes on for another week or two, then I worry. I'm just annoyed, not frustrated the deal won't happen, just annoyed that it's taken this long, Stevie Boy, because it's not a good look. And it feels like now these aren't my words, but I do echo some of them, but these aren't my words. And somebody in our Discord group said to me, it feels like Liverpool almost stripped the goodness away from some of these things. The Virgil van Dijk and Salah contracts dragged out all season, and then at the end, they're sorted out. The transfer window stuff, it feels like sometimes these big deals, the goodness taken out of them when it drags on and on and on, and fans then work themselves up into a tizzy, of which I'm absolutely one, and we all get frustrated about it until it eventually happens. So yeah, I want it done quickly as well. Right, some more news. Thomas Tuchel. I wanted to get your take on what the England manager had to say, because I agree with Mr. Tuchel on this one. He said that Liverpool and Arsenal not being at the Club World Cup will be a massive advantage going into the new season. And I 100% agree with him. I can't see a way that the Club World Cup doesn't have a physical negative toll on Manchester City, Chelsea going into the new season. Their players aren't going to have a pre-season. They're going to basically go from international competition with their national teams away to the Club World Cup for a short holiday and then back with no pre-season, or at least the season kicking off. So I'm hoping we can get off to a good start at the beginning of next season and put some points on the board, because I do think these teams will struggle. Arsenal should be chomping at the bit as well, because this is another good chance for them to steal a march on Manchester City and Chelsea. Matthew said, I think the fact that we have an earlier deadline than usual with the first mini transfer window, plus the fact that journalists specifically told us both clubs would move quick, adds to the frustration. And I told you the same, to be fair, so I'm equally as culpable in that regard. But again, this was the information everybody was given. It's not a coincidence that everybody was wrong and everybody had similar information. That's what everyone was being told. I've actually stopped even messaging about it now because I'm afraid to come forward with any information because I don't want to disappoint people again. So I'm just going to sit back and watch it unfold and, come on each night and chat with you guys and talk about the news and other transfers. But I'm certainly going to pause a lot more before I come on when I hear something, because like you've said, everybody was told both sides want this done quickly, but here we are. Haven't heard much on Doak. Hope he stays. Yeah, it's gotten a little bit quiet there. It's gotten quiet, to be fair, on a lot of potential outgoings, so I couldn't tell you who's leaning towards signing Harvey Elliott. I couldn't tell you Well, I can kind of give you some information on the Diaz situation. It looks very much like it'll be us or Barcelona, and that's the end of it. Certainly doesn't feel like there's any chance that he goes on to Al Hilal or anybody. It looks like he's waiting to see if Barca can come up with the money. But Liverpool also have to be mindful of this situation because we need to make sure we can bring in a replacement if Diaz goes. Now, apparently Barcelona are all in now on Luis Diaz. A couple of different reports today coming out of Spain suggest that they've given up the idea of signing Nico Williams and that their full focus is going all out for Luis Diaz. At Liverpool, well, let's wait and see if Barca can put the money together. I think Liverpool will let Diaz go if they can because, in all honesty, I think he'll push for the move. Then it'll be a matter of who we can bring in. So yeah, these are the type of things, blah, that I'm trying to figure out. And like you said on Ben Doak, there was lots of stuff around Everton, but since then, things have gone quiet. And what worries me as well is, look, there's a long time to go. We have until 1st of September in this window once it reopens next Monday. But there's also an awful lot of business that we're supposed to go through this summer. So we need to get 5 players in. We're probably going to see 6 or 7 leave. And some of the later deals are going to be dependent on the players that move out. So yeah, it's a daunting prospect when you looked at the amount of business we may have to get through from ins and outs in this window. And we're stalling early doors. David said, I think Jota isn't going anywhere. Slot likes him. Definitely feels like that at the minute, David. Yeah. Of the forwards, there's only so many forwards that Liverpool are going to allow to go as well. Like, if Chiesa wants to move on, I think the club will understand it because he's not got minutes and it's a World Cup year. Diaz, I think the club will be a little bit less open to leaving unless it absolutely suits Liverpool with the numbers involved and they have a replacement lined up. So I think they can play a bit of hardball there. Darwin, it's going to be a matter of who can come up with the money. And you're talking about 3 there. And that's 3 got out of the front line. So if 3 go out of the front line, we're going to need 3 to come into the front line as well. With Bajcetic's surgery, how do you feel about DM? It's certainly a concern. Yeah, it's certainly a concern to hear that he's going to face a race against time. And my biggest concern isn't selfishly from the Liverpool perspective. It's genuinely it's for him on this because I feel like if he misses out this summer and doesn't get a chance for a good pre-season or to impress the manager, I genuinely do worry that we'll move on and bring in another player for that position and that his opportunities will be gone. And I really like Stefan, so I want to see him get a chance. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if these Angelo Stiller links, as an example, have anything to them. How confident are you we signed Wirtz? Hand on heart, I'm still 100% that we signed Wirtz. But like I've said, I understand the frustrations of the delay, but there is the best way I can put it to you like this is there is nothing out there to suggest it won't happen. Nothing. There isn't a single report, credible report, or top journalist or anybody close to the deal that doesn't think it's going to happen. That should hopefully give us some comfort, although how long it's taken, that's frustrating. But I'm 100% on it, mate. 100%. Shane, how are we, dude? I hope, what was it today? Irish, and I can't remember the other paper, Shane, forgive me. But I hope it went well for you, my man. This is incredibly kind of you, mate, by the way. And I was holding off so I could give you the proper time I wanted to thank you for such an incredibly kind gesture that, quite frankly, I don't believe I deserve. But USA Cop Boy, absolute legend. There's been other streamers who have lost it with their members because of the abuse they've got, reporting what they know. Love your content as always. Look, I love my audience and I don't want to push back on them because they've every right to hold me to account. That's why, I feel bad about these things when they're wrong. I'm never going to jump down their throats, people who are sincerely here and are disappointed in me. I get that. And I love you to bits. But I think maybe I've matured a little bit. Maybe a few years ago I might have snapped back a little bit. But ultimately we all want the same thing. And I know nobody sets out on their day wanting to have a pop at me or anything like that. So I get it. But there are also other people who, names I've never seen before, who suddenly come in just to stick the boot in. And when I say do one, that's what I'm talking about. Those people who are waiting in the fringes for you to make an error so they can jump on it, but never had any intention of coming in to do anything positive to the community. But man, look, I really appreciate all of your support. And again, thank you so much. Yeah, it is tough. It's a tough job at times. Sometimes some of the stuff that goes on, but you don't like to disappoint anybody either, and everybody feels frustrated about these deals when they don't happen, and I'm certainly one of them that's frustrated about how long it's taken. What is wrong with my mouse? Sorry, my new mouse that I got is acting up a little bit. How long does it usually take for a deal like Wirtz? Genuinely, I've never seen a deal of this magnitude for Liverpool, so don't know. But the way I keep thinking about it myself is, if we have a rough idea of where we're at, so let's say, for argument's sake, we're somewhere between 120 million euro and 150 million euro. Let's say that that's the starting off point of all of this. Liverpool jump off with, let's say, an offer of 90 million pound. It can't take 3 weeks to find the difference between this and this. Even if you're talking about how they're structured, which seemingly is the delay in this, how these add-ons are triggered, it feels like somebody's playing silly beggars here in the background. And also, I find it very convenient that there's been absolute media silence on the deal over the past few days. I've not really seen anybody come and report too much on it. And Romano's resorted to posting fucking yoga post emojis rather than actually speak to people and try to explain himself. But I would say, look at other deals of this magnitude. How long did Declan Rice take for Arsenal to West Ham? Probably 6 weeks, if I remember correctly. 4 to 6 weeks. But the one that also stands out in the other direction is the Caicedo situation, because that was all apparently dealt with in a day. We went in and Brighton said, right, midnight bidding process, best numbers forward. We put our best number forward. We actually won the bidding process, but then Caicedo thought otherwise. But we were able to get to 115 like that day. So you'd have to imagine that it's the Leverkusen side of this that are dragging it on, because it's not in Liverpool's interest to drag this out. Have you seen the Twitty? Nope. The City tweets mocking Liverpool spending 150 million on Wirtz and they spent 130 million on 3 players. Wonder if they forgot they spent 250 in January. City fans are non-existent, pretty much, but they're just frantically trying to make themselves feel better that Wirtz snubbed them. And if we wanted Ryan Cherky, make no mistake about it, he'd be a Liverpool player because he wanted us. He's only gone to City because we went for Wirtz. That's it. If they want to try and make themselves feel better, well, let's have this conversation again at the end of next season and we'll see which one has done more things, because there's no comparison as a player. Cherky has potential and a very, very good footballing brain, but he's inconsistent and I don't think he's going to live up to it. They spent £100 million on Jack Grealish, who's absolutely rinsed them. They wasted money on Doku. So they should be concentrating more on the 115 to 130 charges hanging over their head than worrying about what Liverpool are going to do. But my theory on this is quite simple. People who talk a lot about what we're doing do it for one reason only, because they're concerned. If we weren't a threat or they didn't think we were a problem, they wouldn't be talking about it. No, nothing new, mate, on Wirtz today for me. I've got nothing to add other than my own little bit of frustration that the deal hasn't happened yet. Have I seen VVD's goal? I did, yeah. Lovely shot out of the box. When I first seen the clip, I was expecting another VVD header, but it was second phase of play after a corner, I think it was, and it dropped on the edge of the box, and yeah, it was a belter of a finish. Very good goal. Where are we? Done that one. Sorry, I'm going back to my own notes. So, oh God, I have to read this out because you guys will want to know it. But Lewis Steele said, "It's annoying, me too, but Florian Wirtz will be a Liverpool player soon." So again, fair play to Lewis Steele, by the way, because he's being honest and I respect it. But it is frustrating. And I can imagine for him as well, because he probably, wants to have his holidays and doesn't want to go on his holidays and then jet back in for all this stuff and then go back out. The hope of the plan was to get him through the international games, get him over, get the medical done, do his media duties and allow the man to go off then and have his holidays and bring him back in for pre-season. So it's not really benefit Liverpool or Florian Wirtz for this to be dragging on. And Leverkusen are playing silly buggers here. And of course, they're going to want to give Ken Lasso the money he needs to go out and strengthen it. And there's one more part of this that's pissing me off as well, if I'm being really fucking honest about it. And that's the Creevin Kelleher situation. Because we made that deal go smoothly to allow Flecken to then go to Leverkusen from Brentford. And we sold Creevin Kelleher there for probably 5 million less than the club wanted to allow that to happen so they could get Flecken in and start this process moving. So I'm feeling a little bit annoyed. And if I was Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards right now, I'd be very much leaning into that fact and saying, stop playing silly beggars. The player only wants us. You've two choices here. We come to an agreement right now where you're going to have a player who doesn't want to be here for another year, whose value you will then lose half of over the next year. And it's not going to look great when you're trying to attract other top players to your club if you're putting up silly barriers between them and moving on for what would be a record fee. That's what I'd be trying to say in their situation. But again, let's wait and see. VI Joker said, I'm pretty sure the Wirtz deal will eventually get done because surely Leverkusen will need to crack on and get their own transfer target sorted. Yes, they are. Now, there's stories I could talk about with Leverkusen and their targets, but it comes from that rag of a newspaper and, I refuse to bring it up. But fair to say they're shopping in the Ten Lasso favourite shop for players, former players he's worked with. But there is one very interesting name, but again, I can't really talk about it because of that rag of a newspaper it comes from. Thoughts on the newly promoted side selling their best players? Think it's a disgrace that Job left Sunderland, both giving up the fight to stay up. Certainly felt like a weird one, all right, Nick. I would have thought maybe 1 year there to get the kid settled in, get him again, let his career develop there with Sunderland a little bit more, then perhaps that move. So, yeah, it feels weird. Like, it's not an earth-shattering amount of money that they're getting. It's a decent sum of money, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it definitely feels a bit weird. But I guess what they do in the market will be interesting to see, the calibre of players that they maybe look to bring in. Of the teams that are coming up, so far I feel like Leeds are the only ones I think that may stay up after next season. But let's wait and see. Burnley under their manager play a different side of football to the old Burnley. So yeah, those two clubs I feel should have the muscle memory of what it takes to stay up into the Premier League. And Sunderland, definitely if I was a Sunderland fan, I'd feel disappointed that that deal had happened so soon after getting promoted up. Thank you, Liz. Love right back to you, my friend. Appreciate you. Daniel said, what's the chances they'll make an announcement on Thursday after Trent? Somebody mentioned that to me earlier on. So for those that maybe don't know what we're discussing here, Trent's unveiling at the Santiago Bernabeu will take place on Thursday. And some people are wondering if Liverpool want to wait for that to be done and then we do ours real quick. But in all honesty, my honest answer to that is that sounds tin pot as a club for us. Because 66 is gone. Forget about him. He's nothing to do with us anymore. And also, Lijnders today joining Manchester City's coaching staff. Now, I'm going to have my say on this, but of course I appreciate others will view it differently. I think he's pathetic, and I think it's a fucking disgrace. You don't say you'll never work for number 2 again. You don't talk about what it means to be at Liverpool. You don't talk about fighting against Manchester City and what they were standing for, and then run off and join them. I find it low. And anybody else, if you joined Arsenal, it wouldn't bother me as much. But going to the very club that are the problem in the Premier League, that were a barrier between what we were doing and more success, feels snide to me. It just does. And again, I respect other people's opinions on it, but I'm not going to be listening to Jurgen or anybody else telling me how I should feel about this. Lijnders ran off and joined everything that's wrong with football for me. And if that doesn't cause people to feel a little bit annoyed, each to their own. But for me, I don't like it. I don't like it one fucking bit. It really doesn't sit well with me. It kind of makes me feel like he's full of it. And all these statements that everybody puts out are empty when their actions aren't the same as their statements. So talk about 10 years, your kids being Scousers, growing up here, only knowing one thing, never working for number 2, and then running off and joining fucking Pep Guardiola. Not for me, thank you. Yes, Irish and biology, Craig. I was happy with both. Biology paper was nice. French tomorrow. Business Thursday, then PE Friday week. Nice. I got an A1, an honours business on my leaving chain, so I hope you do well. Deal will go through. We need patience, trust, said Tony. Thank you, Tony. Craig, it's worth noting that the window was only closed for registration. Teams can still sign players. They just can't register them for any competition. Absolutely. Like, we won't be sitting on our hands now between now and next Monday when it reopens. Absolutely, you're spot on. Teams can still fully negotiate. Teams can still get contracts signed. They just, as you've mentioned, SDO, can't register them with UEFA until next Monday when it reopens again. But yeah, it certainly won't stop anybody from getting business done. They only put this little window in to help the clubs playing in the Club World Cup, and they also had to close it because it can only be a maximum of, I can't remember if it's 12 or 13 weeks for a summer transfer window, and if they had left it open all the way through, then they would have had to close it earlier in August, so this was the kind of compromise on it. What about Nusa from RB Leipzig if Diaz goes? Norwegian, right? If I'm not mistaken. He plays with Norway as well. I don't know any names, mate, for the left side. Like, if you're talking about people who I could say I'd love to see Nico Williams in a Liverpool shirt. I'm kind of fond of Anthony Gordon, and I wouldn't mind him coming in. But again, I'm also really happy if Diaz stays because I like him and Cody Gakpo. So for that position, I'm kind of relaxed on it, and I would certainly expect that if we ever agreed to a sale, we'd have somebody ready to go. But the ones that are concerning me the most are centre-back and centre-forward because they're two key positions that I think we need to get right. We've got Wirtz sorted out. We've got Frimpong and Kerkez sorted out. All absolutely top-notch, fantastic additions. Really proud of the club for the ones that they've, pinpointed and are going to get over the line. Brilliant business. Delighted with all of that. But concern for me on the centre-back situation and the centre-forward until we know the lay of the land. Lijnders has got previous, Craig. Joined Red Bull, which was everything was against in football 12 months before that. I'm with you. Yeah, it feels like only fans get held to this standard of what we say has to be what we act and how we feel. Everybody else can put out all these bullshit PR statements and talk through their gritted lying teeth, and we're all supposed to believe them. Now, for me, since Jurgen departed and Lijnders, both of them have made career choices that I would say have gone against a lot of the stuff they said they stood for. And you only have to look at the pushback from Dortmund and Mainz fans towards Jurgen. And to be fair, Liverpool fans weren't jumping onto that one because it's not really our league that's impacted the same way that Red Bull have come into German football and circumvented the 50+1 kind of. So they pushed back on that. Then we were told we're not allowed to boo Trent because that's not us. Well, is us running off to join Manchester City? Is it? Is that what us are? Is that what we stand for? Running off to join Manchester City because you failed once again as a coach, as a manager? 2 attempts at the first team manager, you failed at both of them and then you run to join City. Is that us? Because, I'm still waiting to know. Do we have morals or don't we? Are they fucking selective or are they only applied to fans? Because we all get it. Few people boo Trent and we never hear the end of it. Jurgen saying he turned off the TV. And let's not forget, we were also called spoiled children for wanting a forward or a player brought in. So, everything doesn't have to be we agree with him 100% on this stuff. And I very much disagree with him on the situation with Pep Lijnders. I think Pep Lijnders, it's a slap in the face. That's the way I see it as a fan. Right, where are we at? This one, sorry. I'm going the wrong direction in my chat. Craig, you're doing a good job handling this for us. Appreciate it. Thank you, my man. Yeah, look, it's tough because this is my favourite time of the day. But in the last 2-3 days, because of the way the deal's going, it's tough to kind of prepare yourself to come on because there's going to be unhappy people and it's not easy to negotiate through it. Eddie said, I think Leverkusen are taking us for mugs. Well, certainly, Eddie, I would be... If I was in the negotiation, I'd have lost my shit at this point. But, thankfully I'm not in there. But what they are doing is annoying us and annoying Wirtz, I would imagine, on top of it. I've nothing else to add, We all want it to get done, but certainly doesn't feel like they're doing us any favours, does it? Certainly a long way from this. There's a lower price for him to go out of the Bundesliga than if he stays. But, I don't know. I don't know who's annoyed in that negotiation, who isn't, where we're not inside it. Where else are we at? I think Wirtz's team will end up stepping in and tell them to accept a deal. From what I'm aware, they keep moving the goalposts on the add-ons. That's exactly what I've been hearing, Ian, as well. And that's, excuse me, what seemingly is the hold-up. But I have to say seemingly because, we're not inside the deal. But I promise you, if I could show you the messages that I'd received, you would see that they say clearly it's agreed. As in the number, like I've said. But the add-on stuff seems an absolute piss take. Look, what could we possibly be still arguing over at this point? How something's triggered or not. I mean, just get it done for the love of God. The good Kev. Don't want the bad Kev coming in, my man. Always the good Kev, you're always welcome though. Been off work since New Year with back and foot injury. First day back today. Just want to say thanks to your channel. It kept me going through physio. Oh, it's a pleasure, Kev. And look, I'm really glad that you're back at work, my man. It must be tough for you being off like that. Just feeling your purpose has been taken away from you to some extent there while you were going through physio. But glad you're back in. Hope you had a good first day and love you, bro. Thank you for your kind words about the channel. Also, I want to say a quick thank you to everyone that has joined the Discord, not the Discord group, excuse me, the WhatsApp channel. Purposely didn't post much in there today because, there wasn't really much to say and I didn't want to just throw in shit for the sake of it. But we've got about 3,500 people in there now inside our first week. So if you want to join it, the link is in the description of this video. It's open to everybody and you're very welcome to come in and we'll give you the updates as and when we have them, as well as anything else that we can see. And sometimes maybe just a shit dad joke or two as well. Everything I've read about Leverkusen, they are a challenge to negotiate with to get deals done. I was just trying to think back to the deal for Kai Havertz when he was leaving. I can't really remember how difficult that deal was or wasn't for Chelsea to get done at the time. But look, I don't really remember us doing too much business. So obviously we had players in the past who came in. Like, who do we get? We brought in Andre Voronin at one point, but he was on a free transfer because his contract was up. We brought in Frimpong, who had a release clause, so they couldn't really do much on that one. But it certainly feels like on this one, all of that talk of a friendly attitude for these negotiations seems to be absolute bullshit by the way the deal's been dragged out. If Nunez doesn't go to Saudi, where else will give a decent price? Yes, a good question, Monkstown Glass, and it's one that I've been asking myself all week. So Napoli will probably be in the market for an attacker, but they're about to sign De Bruyne as well. Atletico Madrid perhaps maybe still in the market for Darwin. Outside of that in Europe, honestly, I don't know. And it does seem like Darwin wants to stay in Europe according to a lot of reports. So if Liverpool can keep him in Europe to keep him happy and get the rumoured £70 million that is the asking price, fair play. But yeah, that would be if you get £70 million from fair play. But I'd be amazed. The good Kev said, thank you for your kind words. It's been a tough year and you can imagine a lot of pain and tears. Absolutely, bro. I totally can understand what you've gone through there. And yeah, glad you're back and feeling a bit better. Paul Taylor, much love, bro. Craig, you're a legend. Thank you. Pay what they want. We need €150 million. Do you know what else has confused me, actually? Sorry, Paul. I was kind of thinking out loud there as I was reading your post. Wasn't there posts reporting that Hughes and Edwards had been given the green light to go to €150 million? I swear there was posts in the media saying that they've been given the green light from Boston to go up to that number if needs be. And I wonder at what point this stops becoming a pissing contest and people start to use reason and think, right, let's just move this along now, because it is going to happen And it is weird that sometimes these things drag out when everyone knows a resolution will be found at some point. I'm a person that just, like, if I'm buying a new car or something, I go in and I go, look, I haven't got the patience to go through all this negotiating bollocks. Give us the best price. And if we think it's fair, great, we'll do a deal. If not, understand and we'll head off. But yeah, I haven't got the patience for that type of stuff. Just give me the number. If I think there's value in the number, I'll buy it. If I don't, I haven't got the patience to stand here and negotiate. Guillermo said, Craig, those days are so difficult. Can't chill. Think all the time about the deal. It's exhausted. Yep. And I'm the same, Guillermo. At night, not sleeping. Head pounding when I wake up. Reading phone. Constantly just refreshing, looking, hoping. Knowing that I'm coming into an environment where some people are going to be understanding and kind and others are going to be, losing their mind and throwing crap at you. It's tough. It's tough, but, it's what I signed up for. And I'm just going to keep trying to be here and let people vent if they need to. Alec Carey, how are you, Alec? Said, Wirtz is a young world-class player, so I'm not surprised his club wants a decent payout. It's FSG who'll be causing the real problems. It isn't. I'm telling you, mate, it's absolutely Leverkusen. You know me, I'm more than happy to go in on FSG, but on this one, it's not our side causing the problem. It really isn't. And I get people just say, pay it. But like I said, there is knock-on impacts to certain things about, maybe if we have to commit too much money here at this particular point and that's stopping from going to do this, that or the other. So there is some rhyme or reason to it all. But on this one, it's not our side or FSG that are to blame on it. It really isn't. Right. So Manchester City today did unveil Ryan Cherky 5-year contract in a deal, I think it was 30-something million, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. Sky Sports have said Liverpool have now made official contact Bournemouth for Milos Kerkez. No offer as of yet, but Liverpool are exploring the conditions of a potential deal. Craig, that's actually not a bad way of negotiation. Lol, I think I could use some of your wisdom to get a few of their deals over the line, or say sod off. That's how I deal with it, mate. That's how I buy all my cars. I haven't got the patience to go through this back and forth bollocks. Just tell me the number. Tell me your best number, and tell me your best number if I'm trading in a car for my car. And I promise you, if the number's grand, I'll shake your hand and buy it there and then in 5 minutes. If it isn't, I'm off and I'll be on to the next garage, and best of luck. That's genuinely how I work. I haven't got the patience to deal with it. Yeah, just tell me the number. And give me your best number, because you're only getting one shot at it. And if I don't like the number, off I go. Has anyone listened to Lee Dixon crying about the goal being ruled out? No. I thankfully don't have to listen to Lee Dixon. I don't know if you're talking about the England game, but I'm not watching the England game. I know they're playing Senegal though. Ireland were drawn 0-0 with the mighty Luxembourg though. So however frustrated you feel, imagine being an Irish fan having a Icelandic dentist who was sacked by Jamaica as your head coach. That's grim times, folks. And what is the what's actually the latest score in that? Have we managed to score against Luxembourg? That's really so embarrassing. Like 0-0 at halftime against Luxembourg. Mahmood said £33.7 million for Cherky, I think. Thank you, bro. And there was another deal agreed as well, wasn't it? They got Ray Knight-Nuri in quickly and sorted over the line. It finished 0-0. Oh, for the love of God. I reckon I could put together 11 from the Anfield Agenda community here and go and beat Luxembourg. How can we not beat Luxembourg? Fuck me. Oh, lads. So, yeah, remember that the next time, English fans, when you're complaining about a result or whatever, just think about us poor Irish and what we're having to look at the minute. Oh, if you don't laugh, you go mad. You would. If you don't laugh, you go mad. Right, so a quick rundown on Liverpool's pre-season tour. So Liverpool will play on July 13th against Preston at Deepdale. July 26th, they travel to Hong Kong to take on AC Milan. July 30th, Yokohama for Liverpool against Yokohama Marinos. And then August the 4th, 2 games against Bilbao at Anfield. One at 5 o'clock, one at 8 o'clock. And reports today in the media suggested that unlike last year, where we played 2 friendlies back to back where the crowd were kicked out, they're saying this year 2 tickets will get it done. So yeah, there you go. Here we motherfucking go. Woo! We've got it. We've got it. We've got the here we go. Whoo! Exclusive. Florian Wirtz to Liverpool. Here we go. Liverpool verbally agreed deal in principle with Leverkusen package reaching the €150 million with add-ons included. Player side already agreed 2 weeks ago. Move now imminent. Wirtz set for medical and contract signing. Can I get an amen? Can I get a motherfucking amen? Woo! Now, where are all the piss ants who were cry-arsing at me earlier on? Well, I'm looking forward to 5,000 apologies, by the way, from people who are calling me everything under the sun and saying the deal was going to fall apart. But there we go. There we land. Here we go. Whoopity-woo. And whatever else we want to say. Let's go. Can I bring that up on screen? I don't know if I'm allowed to bring Romano's tweets up on screen, but I feel like, fuck it. We should be bringing this up on screen. Connor, can you send me a screenshot of that or something to bring up on screen? But yes, ladies and gentlemen, officially now, we've got the here we go. What we've waited for, what you've all been so patient with me about, it has finally come in. Watch the current viewer numbers fly up now over the next 15 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, you were here. We were live. We were together when we got those 3 glorious words. Here we go. I seen it in the chat. I want to give credit to somebody because I think it was the Wonder Woman, or the Wonder Man. The Wonder Man was the first one in the chat that said, here we go. And I thought, no, surely not. Is it really? And then I thought, hang on. And then I seen another one and I was thinking, is that happening? And then I seen the Connor with the woo in the chat, and then I'm thinking, yes, my precious. Gets in. Right, I'm going to bring it up on screen so you can see the tweet. 1 second. I'll put it right in the middle there. There you go. Just in case you hadn't seen it or you're not on social media, there is his tweet right there now. Enjoy, celebrate, take a moment, take it all in. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. There we are. I've never been so happy to see those 3 words on the screen, folks. I'm not going to lie to you. As much as I go in on them about certain things, I've never been happier to see those 3 words written down. Whoo! Yes. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Yeah. Right, let's get going. Rory said, please for you. Thank you, bro. It's been it's been a long one, but here we go. Us faithful never doubted you, Craig. Monumental moment for the club. Wirtz is a red. Look, I was wrong about it being at the point where we were going to get to here we go for a few days. But ultimately, I promise you it was going to happen and it wasn't going to fall apart. And as a fan, more than anything, I'm just absolutely relieved. And I feel like I'll sleep tonight for the first time in a long time. And I also don't want this stream to end now. I want to be here with you all forever. I don't want this stream to end. This is exactly where I wanted to be when that moment happened. And somebody was smiling down on us because I couldn't think of a better way to share it than it happening when we were live together. That makes me feel really happy. Don't start this, though. Don't start this, bro. Come on. Isn't 150 million a bit too much? Hope he can deliver now. Well, that's in euro. So if that is the total number, then you're talking £120 million. And it is a British transfer record, like I promised you the other day as well. And Liverpool have now agreed that deal with Bayer Leverkusen to sign Florian Wirtz. Oh, and Connor's already changed the thumbnail and title because he's a big legend and he's on it. Wow. Oh, lads, I'm so happy. Oh, honestly, it feels like somebody's just deflated me a bit and let my shoulders drop. Now I'm going to ask you an honest question in a poll. First poll, a weird poll, but bear with me. So, one second. Right. And this question I'm asking isn't aimed at giving, do you believe me or not? Ignore me. But the question that I want to ask is, did you doubt the signing will get done? Now, again, I'm not saying did you doubt me. It doesn't matter about me. Ignore me. But did you doubt the signing will get done? Because I know that there were people who were very confident initially that started to get a little bit concerned, then became more confident again. I never doubted it was going to get done, but I was getting impatient, like I've said. Jeff, how are we, bro? Said Craig and this amazing community. I was under the impression the teams in the Club World Cup were restricted to buying 2 players, so how come City have got 3? So you probably missed the stream where I went through this, Jeff, and I said, so my reading of the situation was a little bit incorrect. So you can sign as many as you want, but teams in the Club World Cup can only register 2 players, I think between the 27th of July and some other day, or 27th of June and some other day. I had misinterpreted it, and somebody did call me out on it last week, and I took a day to look into it. So yeah, it isn't that, mate. That was just my and many other people's misunderstanding of how that mini window was going to be open. But yeah, they did nothing wrong. I hear it's still close, 99%, so glad it's done. Oh, it's done, thank God. Oh. Oh God, I feel so much happier. Florian has already had his medical, or flown in already the other day to get his pictures taken for the club. This is our first superstar signing. Well, I can't speak to any of that. I don't believe the medical has been done, but either way, I don't mind. That was the post we wanted. Again, Connor's just done a graphic for me so I can bring it up full screen for you in case you're coming in a bit late. There we go. I'll just let that sit there for people who are coming in a bit late, just so they can enjoy the phraseology and the wording the same as the rest of us. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Exclusive, said Fabrizio Romano, Florian Wirtz to Liverpool. Here we go. Liverpool verbally agree deal in principle with Leverkusen for package meeting €150 million, including add-ons. Player has already agreed with the personal terms, and now move is imminent. It's just a medical and the contract signing. So, we feeling a bit better now. Good. I know I am. I know I definitely am. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You beautiful man, happiest day of my life. I take it you're not married or have kids yet, bro. If you did, I get it. I totally understand it. Like, again, away from the missus. I get you. But missus listening, no, the wedding was the happiest day of my life. This is up there though, bro. This is red panty night stuff. Honestly, now I'm not going to sleep tonight, but for very different reasons, because I'm going to be bouncing off the walls. Retire the word frustrated, said Mav. Here we Craig go. Yay! So me and Connor were thinking, if we ever make an AI version of me, it's going to be piss easy to come up with a name. C or capital AIG. See? AI Craig. We're already working on it. Tobias said, finally got our Coutinho replacement. Glad it's done, Craig. You didn't deserve hate. I was just frustrated on everyone's behalf as well. Like, I totally understood the frustration. Just when people were bringing my family and stuff into it, that became a little bit shitty. But let's get into the chat anyway. Liverpool title again incoming, said MP. Somebody get their eyes on a plane, said Key and Core. So happy, said Shane Buckley. Polytube said Soboslai. He'll probably just shift the cross, mate, to the right-hand side of midfield, would be my guess. But don't think of it from somebody being dropped. Think of it as another option for the manager. What? Wait, it's finally done. Yes, sir. Look, there you go. For anyone who's coming in late, we got you. Don't worry. That is the tweet on the screen there now, as you see it. It is happening. It is real. You can celebrate. There it is. There's the tweet, because I know some people are going to be joining us a little bit late. We were streaming and we were all feeling a little bit down, and then I seen Superman or Wonder Man in the chat say, "Here we go," and I thought, hang on, does he mean the real "here we go," or is he saying, "Oh, here we go, someone's moaning"? So then I seen more people start to comment in it, and then my eyes immediately turned towards the WhatsApp screen on my page, and Connor was typing, and I'm thinking, right, Connor's typing, the chat saying "here we go," and then Connor posting the image, and then I've never felt as relieved. 150 million is too much. Don't care. Honestly, bro, don't care. Don't care. Let somebody else worry about the money of it. This is a statement signing. This is incredible. So let me say something that I promised I would do as well. Let me just look to camera for this one. John, thank you. Thank you. Richard Hughes, thank you. Thank you. Michael Edwards, thank you. Tom Werner, thank you. Linda, thank you. FSG, thank you. Doesn't mean I haven't been annoyed in the past, but like I promised, when it gets done, when they act like they should act as owners, I will shut the fuck up moaning about them. And right now, I have no right to moan. So FSG, sincerely, thank you. Ryan said, season's just over. Can't wait for next season. Now, wasn't expecting it to be done tonight. Can't wait for your show in Cork, my hometown. Just need to get a hotel that night. Craig, Viva, double bed for us. I'm not even sleeping down there that night, dude. I'm going to drive straight home from Cork after the show, but I can't wait to go down and do it as well. Our last ever Irish show. Shannon said, Craig, man, you're making me cry. What a great day. Oh, Shannon, my friend, honestly, I don't know if I've ever felt such a sense of relief. Oh, and you know, I'm genuinely, sincerely happy I'm here with you all when it happened tonight. I couldn't imagine not being live when it happened. So I really do take that. That means a lot to me that we were all here together to share this evening. So look, on that, if you are new and you're just in, well, hit that subscribe button, motherfuckers. Come on, drop a like on the stream. We need those likes flying up. It's Wirtz Tuesday. Come on now, let's get those likes up and hit that subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. We have some records to be smashing. Woo woo! Ryan said, woo! Where's the champagne? I'm more of a cava or prosecco kind of guy, to be honest with you, mate. It's hilarious seeing City fans trying to cope. Yes, absolutely. It is. Oh yeah, he's not as good as Ryan Cherky. What if we wanted Cherky? We'd have had Cherky. Now shut up or we'll take him. Danny said, and now you're gonna believe us. Now you're gonna believe us. Now you're gonna believe us. We're going to win the law. Matthew, I did miss your super chat, bro. Apologies. Will the club be able to announce Wirtz before the window reopens on June 16th? Yes, but they wouldn't have officially registered him by that point. You can announce him at any point. You can say deal agreed, subject to paperwork being sent in next Monday when the window opens. So yeah, absolutely. He can come do his medical. If they want to, they can make the announcement, but officially the paperwork can't be registered until the 16th. Thank you, John. T-shirts on the way, said Roosba. Honestly, bro, you know, I said so many times, I didn't just pick FSG and moan at them because I just wanted sound bites. I said I don't want to be here moaning about them. I want them to act like big owners, and when they do, I'll stop. And right now, they have just given us fans a massive reason to say thank you, and I would be a shithouse if I didn't say thank you. So yes, thank you. Thank you to everybody at the club for getting it done. And also, thank you to Florian, because you won't regret the decision that you've made joining this football club. You were going to be idolised and worshipped by a set of fans who really do know a good player when we see one. So enjoy, Florian, when you come to the club, when you settle in. You're not going to regret that decision. This as well, Josh. Yeah, this as well, bro. And breathe. Right, let's get back into the chat. We'll fly back over to the super chats again in a sec, but I don't want to ignore the other boys and girls in the chat. Paper Wing said Richard Hughes is the man. Deutsche Copite said 127 million add-ons included, which is absolutely a British transfer record, smashing the £115 million that Chelsea paid for Moise Caicedo. Just come back from work to this news. Yes, said Eclipse. Never in doubt, said Craig P. Rest of the lads must be stoked with this news. Hiya, Craig. Sky Sports have it on the website. Nice. I'm crying, said Sideline. It's time for Kerkez, said Kakra Langdon. Well, that deal won't be far behind. But let me get back in. Right, here we go. Where was I at? This one from Andy. Andy said, just landed in Tenerife. Exciting news. Oh, wait, what a day to kick off your holiday. Go on. Enjoy it, my man. Do me a big favour. If you're still on the plane, Andy, or if you're in the airport, can you give us a woo? Go on. Right there at the baggage carousel or on the plane. Just stand up and give us a whoo! Because I would if I was on the plane. Come on now. Tell me you've done it. Go on, bro. Tell me you've done it. Steve G said, finally, we're acting like a big club. Knew this would get done, but it's frustrating waiting. What a signing. Number 21 incoming. Love you, Craig. Thank you, Steve. Love you too, my friend. Right, can we get to 325,000 subscribers tonight? That's what I want to know as well. So come on now. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and keep your comments coming in. I have a feeling this stream's going to run a bit later tonight. Sticks and Stones said, okay, I hear you about Sadio's song. My bad. How about 99... Luftballons for the German Florian Wirtz? Got the spark. He tears defenders right apart. I love that song, and I prefer the German version of it. 969 Luftballons. Again, though, I'm not sure if you can hear it on the cop, my man, but I'll vote for your song. I love the 99 Red Balloons. I think it's a brilliant song, and I prefer it in German. And the Manx start crying, coping, and seething. Enjoy. No Europe, Manx. Yep, exactly. I didn't know which Manx you were talking about there, to be fair, but yes. Right, what else have we got? Sasha Tavalieri said Florian Wirtz will be travelling to Liverpool for his medical in the next few hours. So Florian Wirtz will be travelling for his medical in the next few hours. That according to Sasha Tavalieri. Craig, you were steadfast when many of us lost faith. Well done. You're a reliable source of info and a real pro. Thank you. Look, a lot of us were caught off with how long it took, but everybody had very firm, consistent yeses. And one thing that I was always very mindful of letting everyone know is that it wasn't going to fall apart. I totally understood and appreciated the frustration on the delay and put my hands up on it, but I knew it was never going to fall apart. But it still doesn't mean that it doesn't hit when it hits, because, I'll tell you, William, I'm a very relieved man. Thank you, FSG. Zoidberg, how are we? Congratulations to the whole Liverpool fam. I'm here celebrating happy hour at the TD Gardens in Boston. Nice. Folks have gone mad. Non-soccer crowd is totally confused. Happy days. TD Gardens looks class. I remember when we were supposed to go to Boston, we were going to go down to TD Gardens to have a look around. But yeah, enjoy, my man, enjoy. This is a historic day for our club, said Sean Lester. Indeed it is. A massively historic day. British transfer record smashed by Liverpool Football Club. Not just the club record, a British transfer record, which will absolutely make people sit up and take notice. And again, we're strengthening from a position of strength, so well done to everybody at the club in that regard. John, simple, straight to the point. I love it, mate. Yay! That's how I feel right now, man. Yay, but I'd throw a bit of an F-bomb in there as well. This one from Sicily Bambolina said, to me, a signing of this magnitude and Florian actually choosing Liverpool is proof that we truly are back on our perch. So, yeah, the second part of that I think will get lost in a lot of this, but you're right. Him making that decision. Because like I've said all the way through Sicily Bambolina, it would have been really easy for him to stay in Germany and sign with Bayern Munich, where he would have got more money. He would have still been playing Champions League football. He would have been in an environment that he was used to in Germany, would have played in a league that he knew. It took real balls, real courage to say, no, I liked what I heard from Arne Slot. I liked what I seen at Anfield when I played there. Loved the training facilities. No doubt will have seen the celebrations after the league title as well. And yeah, it's full credit to him as well for having the belief in himself to come over. I wonder if they dragged it out to make it look like they're both tough negotiators, like the deal was done, but they pretended to be working on it. Yeah, I often do wonder, are they sitting there now pissing laughing at the rest of us going, look at these gobshites, never in doubt. Hopefully. But yeah, maybe they did. Look, again, you tend to forget once it's done, you forget about the pain that came before and the frustration because it's done. And that's the bottom line because Wirtz said so. Love it, must say what you see. Thank you as well, my friend. We'll see you. I appreciate you. El Harvo. I'm going to bust Craig. Up the fucking Reds. Yes, sir. UTF4 right now, indeed. Let's go for Osimhen next. So none of us, and I include the Echo in this because they mention it and I'll read out what they said about it, but none of us believe Victor Osimhen is on Liverpool's radar. So I read this out earlier on from the Echo. They said, some tattle on Victor Osimhen overnight with Liverpool linked with a Napoli striker. Our understanding is the Reds' focus clearly lies elsewhere at the minute and that there are no plans in place to move for the Nigerian international at present. So, again, things may change. He certainly wants to stay in Europe. And I would say if Liverpool made a play for Osimhen, I don't see why it couldn't happen. But again, I don't know anything about the forward links. The only one I've ever really been told concrete wasn't happening was Gyökeres. But after that, centre back and centre forward, I don't know. Well, I'm 2 out of 3 done now. I promise you Frimpong, I promise you Wirtz, I promise you Kerkez. 2 of them are done. And as soon as the third one gets done, I won't lie, I'm liable to go out and vomit in the back garden out of just feeling relief. Because honestly, for me to say that to you, I don't take it lightly to come on and say, you've nothing to be worried about, these 3 deals are going to happen. But yeah, I'm relieved as well. What a relief. So happy right now, said Gio. Yes. Right, let's play the shirt number guessing game. So let's play a game of that in the chat. Throw me in what you think his shirt number will be when the season kicks off. Or do you think maybe we wait to see, for instance, if Diaz moves on and then maybe the 7 becomes available? Because I'd love to see Wirtz in a 7 if it's available, I should say. I don't want anybody giving up their number, but if 7's available, what an iconic number. A number befitting of the stature of the deal and a number befitting of, the man. But again, it is Lucho's number and I'm not trying to take a number off anyone. 23, 27, a couple of shouts in the chat as well. 17 in the chat from a few people as well. 27, 23. I think if Lucho leaves 7, I can't imagine there's any way he gets 10 off McAllister. Because I also think Maka looks good in the 10. Right, some more. Let's celebrate with broccoli smoothies. Huh? No. I did say I'd eat 3 pieces of broccoli, though, if we somehow manage to win the Champions League next season. 3 pieces as well. Gone big. David said, great news. Enjoying a nice glass of champagne. So you're not in work then, David, or am I hanging you there, bro? Sunshine, moonlight, good times, boogie. I wonder if everybody gets that reference. I know you certainly get it, my friend. Where are we? Gary said, good to get him signed. Will you be watching the World Cup in September? Rugby World Cup, Gary? I'm confused. September? What World Cup's in September? I've no idea, my man. Very confused. Itachi said, here we go. Great to share this moment with you all. Heislich willkommen, Florian. Just a big boy club doing big boy things. Let's go, said Trevi. I love that post, Trevi. Big boy club doing big boy things. I like it. Anthony said, thank you for keeping us sane. My pleasure. Poll. Do we have a poll running? Actually, I do, don't I? So, we asked, did you doubt the deal will get done? And I appreciate your honesty. 40% of people, of over 5,000 people that took part in the poll, said yes, they did doubt the deal would get done. And I appreciate your honesty, because I do understand the previous deals that we've had heartache in. But I'm also very relieved. Wirtz hype, said Tim Smith. I just remember the night we won the bidding process for Caicedo. And I remember the vibe on the stream. And I remember the heartache when he chose then to go to Chelsea. But I remember that moment, and I've said this a few times, just thinking, that's it now. That's the one. That's us. That's the signing that's going to transform us. Well, here we are again. And somebody, Paul, Jedwad, if you're watching, Paul, said to me, Craig, if you could go back in time, and Brian, I had a phone call with LFC USA last night as well, and Brian was saying this to me, if you could go back in time knowing that you were going to get Wirtz, would you have passed over the Bellingham thing? And honestly, I would. I think Jude Bellingham was an incredible footballer, and I absolutely wanted him at Liverpool. But I would have passed over him if I knew Wirtz was an option. That I have no hesitation in saying. But again, would have loved Jude Bellingham. Not trying to reinvent that history, but honestly, I'd pass over Bellingham if I knew Wirtz was another option, without any doubt. I stuck by your word, Craig, and it was worth it. Good. Look, my job is to make you guys understand that, you know, I'm honest, and I tell you what I know and what I don't know, and I'm never go hiding if things go wrong. But I'm glad you trust me, thank you. Craig, will Eric Ten Lasso do with the money? Well, I could give you names, but unfortunately, they've all been linked to that rag of a newspaper, and I don't want to give them the time of day. I don't want to bring them up on the channel, and I don't want to talk about stories in their paper. So I'm going to have to say there's 2 links to players he's already managed, and there's another link to a player who's in Manchester who isn't at the Club World Cup with City. So there's three names, but I don't want to take the names because I don't want to give that rag of a paper any airtime. What else we got? Okay, I have a couple more messages I need to look at. What's this one? Right, so this one. Liverpool and Bayer Leverkusen are now preparing the documents and contracts for Wirtz, said Fabrizio Romano. MBS Gamer said, I've just had an idea. Why don't we target Dortmund and Brighton? For what? For target them for what? By the way, Brighton are about to smash their own record again to bring in an 18-year-old from Olympiacos. Genuinely can't believe we pulled it off. That's what she said. Yeah. Even though I knew it was coming and I knew we'd nothing to worry about with it falling apart, still happy to finally hear those words or see those words written. So if you're coming in a bit late, that was the tweet that sent us all into meltdown at the minute. We were all waiting for it. Was it going to be an Orno bomb, or was it going to be a here we go? And we got the here we go. And as you can see on the screen, that was the one that made us all very, very happy. Would a Darwin here we go top Wirtz news? No, it would be relief of a different kind, absolutely. But my mind, if we got a Darwin here we go, my mind would immediately go to right then who we bringing in. That would be where my head goes to next. The Reds have found some money and we will win the league. Na 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 na. The Reds have found the money and we will win the league. Poll for Wirtz kit number. I feel shitty doing a poll because 7 would be in the poll and Diaz technically still has number 7. So if you don't mind, Curtis, I'll hang off a bit longer till we see what is going to happen with Diaz, because I get the feeling that, you know, number 7 would be a good compromise because 10 is Macca's number. Wirtz to Liverpool finally. Celebrate good times. Come on. I am, Carl. I am. Also, Carl, I know you're watching somewhere, Mr. Domestic Butler Carl. So you finished your mortgage with your final mortgage payment yesterday, and today the Wirtz news, and you've just got married and got on your honeymoon. What a time to be alive, Carl. Much love to you and Julie as well. Honestly, I was so happy for you last night when you told me you cleared off the mortgage with the last payment. What an epic day, man, that must have been. I'm still to start my journey in that regard, so I'm looking forward to making my first one. But proud of you. I know how hard yourself and Julie work as well with that company. Fab is streaming now and just said Liverpool has been in contact with Bournemouth for weeks. Also saw Bournemouth is well underway, replacing Kerkez. Yep, they've brought in Truffaut, I think his name is. So Bournemouth have reached an agreement with Ron to sign left-back Adrian Truffaut as Milos Kerkez continues to be linked with a move to Liverpool. They also brought in Julio Soler of Lanús from Argentina. Sprina, finally got those 3 little words. We finally got the 3 little words. Here we go. Done. Deal agreed while you were out.
Did they?
Yeah, just broke. My poor wife's been having to put up with me because I've been a nightmare around the house.
Oh, God.
I've been a nightmare around the house. Everyone just like, leave me alone. I'm reading, leave me alone. I want to find out what's going on. Leave me alone.
Yes.
And then she's waking up to bring the kids on the school run. She's saying to me, why aren't you asleep yet? I can't sleep. My mind's a wandering.
Wirtz.
Now you're going to see me sleep.
Oh.
Jingles, said Craig, you're a legend, mate. So it was really weird. So I was sitting here chatting away with people, and then the Wonder Man, who was one of our contributors, said, here we go. And I thought, here we go? I mean, is he talking about people are going to start moaning or something? Then I seen another one. Then I looked up and seen Connor writing on WhatsApp. And once I seen Connor writing on WhatsApp, I knew.
Connor doesn't write on WhatsApp unless there's some sort of emergency.
I knew we were getting the here we go. Red Panty Night, said David.
Red?
No, Panty Night. He's a better woman, man.
I don't have any red ones.
Yeah, so finally now you'll have a relieved husband. He won't be a pain in the arse for the next few days.
No.
Well, yeah, I'm always going to be a pain in the arse. But
That's a lie.
I won't.
Still be a pain in the arse, but just less.
Yeah, I won't be a pain in the arse about this subject of the next few days. There you go. Are we looking into any centre-backs, said David Coughlin? Not yes, but I don't know the names, my man. I don't know the names. But definitely we will be.
But you're definitely in a better mood than you were before you started this stream.
Oh,
You were like, fuck this.
I was a bag of nerves before we started the stream because I hate disappointing people and I hate people feeling frustrated. But
they weren't the only ones. You were as well. You wanted news.
Why is my face so red?
Maybe it's just all the excitement.
I don't know. I'm going to have to turn it down a bit here because, yeah, I look like I'm about to have a stroke.
I'll let you enjoy your good news. And then you can have your favourite chicken when you're done.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I looked like I'm about to have a stroke there. My face was so red. I had to turn down the colour. Henry woke up and was out for blood. Richard Fawn won. Thank you. Schmungus said, lost my love for football after my dad left. Found this community and I couldn't be more involved with this club. Thank you, Craig, and to everyone in the chat. Look, the community is amazing, mate. I keep saying it. The thing I'm most proud of with this channel isn't the numbers. It isn't how much money we do or don't make. It's the community, without a shadow of a doubt. It's been a pleasure of my life getting to know some of the people in this community. And it's certainly impacted my life in a really positive way. This was good for my nerves, to be honest. Yay, Wirtz, said Rabbit Amp. Yeah, mate, imagine. I can imagine. Centre-backs will be the Chuckle brothers. Try to get the ball off them. To me, to you, to me. I like that, Richard. I like it. Maybe some of us of a certain age will remember the Chuckle brothers. Maybe some don't. But to me, to you, to me. Did Craig not realise that Jingles gave him 50 quid? I did, mate. Sorry. I will bring it back up again. Yes, absolutely. I mean, we had 199 quid super chat earlier on as well. People and their incredible generosity stopped me in my tracks. But again, yes, you're right, mate. I should have probably brought it up more. Thank you, Jingles. Yeah, I just got a bit carried away over the last while, mate, with everybody celebrating and me celebrating as well. And yeah, but you're right. I should have, again, been more grateful. You're right. Thank you. A midfield of Wirtz, Gravenberch and Maka is the potential to be our best midfield in the Premier League era, said Marcus Cavern. MBS Gamer said, sorry, I meant Brighton and Dortmund transfers. The last one sounded violent. Yeah, they've been really good. Brighton's transfer business has been incredible. Shalom said, do you think we go for Isak now, since Isak probably likes the signing of Wirtz? I don't know on the Isak situation. The name's not going away, but I don't know anything about it. Would I like him? Yes, of course. Did I miss another super chat? Sorry. Mark's very good at reminding me when I miss one, which I do appreciate. So I'm trying to find it. Where is it? Where's the one from Elks that I missed? Na 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 na. I'm gonna have to just read it out if that's okay. Celebrate the good times. It's about damn time. And apologies, Elks, that I missed that one, my man. There's just so many comments coming in at the minute. The Wild 8 said, man, I'm going to be on LFC TV Go for weeks watching Frimpong, Wirtz and Kerkez interviews. Yeah, I love them as well. I love the behind the scenes or the signing day stuff. The one around Frimpong was brilliant. My favourite one, though, in all honesty, has probably been Chiesa, because I don't think I've ever seen somebody as happy to be coming to the club as he was in that video. JCDC said, imagine, just imagine, no, seriously, just imagine for one moment, imagine being us. Yep. I know, and imagine the copium going on now from other clubs' fans trying to undermine this. Oh, wasted money, pissed it up against the wall. Manchester City have no right to be talking to anybody about pissing money up against the wall when there's a 100 million quid Jack Grealish wall over there with urine all over it. The silence from Sky Sports is deafening. Mancloven. Mate, I was saying that to Connor earlier on. You wouldn't think Liverpool were in the transfer market, James, if you were to watch Sky. And I do. I watch back pages tonight every night because I like the journalists that are on there. But yeah, it's been United. Have we mentioned United? Because United. Tobias said, how many signings do you think we'll get this summer? I'm guessing 5. 5 is my guess. Maybe 6 if one more moves out. Wirtz Tuesday. I know, Michael, it doesn't really roll off the tongue, does it? Wirtz Tuesday. When's the Wirtz medical? Said Alfie. Romano said he's going to be on a plane in a matter of hours to come over. Or was that Sasha Tavalieri? Sorry. Sasha Tavalieri said he's going to be on a plane. I'll read you out what I've had on these in the last few minutes. So, Romano said Liverpool and Bayer Leverkusen are now preparing all the documents and contracts for Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz will be travelling to Liverpool for his medical in the next few hours, said Sasha Tavalieri. And then, of course, we got the Here We Go as well from Fabrizio Romano on it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you can, do keep hitting that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, we'd love you to do that as well. We're about to get to 325,000, which is absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for your support and for sticking with me over the past few days. Joshua, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. We only need one medical tonight, Craig. Stay well. Yeah, it was just, I tell you what it was. Do you remember when I did the video earlier on, I had a black t-shirt on? When I have a black t-shirt on, my skin goes really, really pale because of the camera. So I have to mess about with the colours to make it look like I'm not Casper the Friendly Ghost. So then when I come back on and I have my normal hoodie on, my skin tone looks really red and it looks like I'm about to explode. But yeah, I'm all good. How about Yildiz? Good player. Don't know any situation with what's going on with him at Juventus or not. Same with Vlahovic. I don't know. But Yildiz is certainly a good player. Chancellor Mohada said, "Hi Craig and the AA community. I must admit I was a huge doubter due to past experiences. Happy to eat the humble pie up the Reds." I've always understood people having PTSD from previous deals. But like I said before, a lot of these deals weren't on the watch of Edwards. And I never had a doubt it would get done. But I was absolutely frustrated with how long it was taking. Is the "Here We Go" real, Craig? If so, yes. Yeah, there it is. As you can see there, Ian, it's absolutely real. There's the tweet from the man himself. 100% real. Ooh, what's this? A gift for me on WhatsApp? Oh, okay. Connor said there's a nice little gif of me in our WhatsApp. If our WhatsApp community wants to go in there and have a look at it. And by the way, if you haven't signed up to our WhatsApp community, remember, you're all very welcome in. Oh, there it is. You're all very welcome in. And oh, that's me gone. Where am I gone? Where? Hang on. Sorry, this shouldn't be that high up. I don't know what's going on here. Bear with me. How did my camera end up all the way up there? Sorry, I'm still trying to fix my own mess here. I think that's okay, Connor, is it? Go lower again. I think that's okay. I probably have it in the wrong place somewhere though. Sorry, Connor. Yeah, I got myself confused there as well, hitting all the wrong buttons. That was the tweet. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so if you haven't joined the WhatsApp community, please do. Brian's thrown in 50 memberships as well. I've just seen that out of the corner of my eye. Congratulations, and thank you, Brian, for that as well. And wow, thank you again, Brian, for a $99.99 super chat. Absolute legend. Can't wait for On the Road with AA and LFC USA video next week. Yeah, we're going to be bringing Brian up to Belfast and then somewhere down here in the southeast as well for a few days while he's over, and I can't wait to meet up with himself and Vern. But yes, going to be us on the road. When you say that to me though, we're on the road again. We're on the road again, the road. But I don't want to get in trouble. So yeah, very different meanings when I hear those words, Brian. It's Wednesday, somewhere in the world, so Wirtz Wednesday it is. Can't wait to see him in action, said Blighty. Same as me, my friend, same as me. So happy for this, said AJ24. Hope it won't be the last signing of the window. It won't. You're going to get Kerkez soon as well. Craig, have you ever been to Mayo? Fleetingly, Adam. Fleetingly. Never spent a period of time there, even though one of my best mates does live in Mayo. Arsenal and City fans are seething in the comments under Fabrizio's post. Oh, I can imagine. Didn't want him anyway. Overhyped. No good. Yeah, let's just talk about some of the money those clubs have spunked, shall we? Up against the wall, because, we could be here for a while. Thanks for this wonderful news, Craig. You beauty. Hey, Romano's the one that deserves the thanks tonight for dropping the "Here We Go." I was just, like everybody else, waiting. Wirtz passing, imagine, plus goals. Kieran Flaherty said Galway. Well, don't forget, we have one more live show left in Ireland coming up. Tickets are on sale for at the minute. I don't know if I have... Do I have it? Yeah, it's this one. No, it's not. Let me just check a few things. Is it that one? Yeah, there you go. So if you want to come and see us, our last ever Irish show, we're going Cork, Cypress Avenue, August the 8th. It's an over 18 show, so if you want to come and see us, you can get your tickets with the QR code on the screen or the link in the description. It is going to be our last Irish show, and then we'll have one more in Liverpool before the year's out. Arsenal paid 72 million for Nicolas Pepe. Yes, they did, amongst a few others as well. Wirtz we go, said Conor Mullen. Now it's just the striker, but who? And a centre-back, England Euro 2020. I would say we need a centre-back badly as well. Ryan wants to know when the medical is. 1 second, Ryan. Let me get your comment up. Apparently, he's on his way for the medical. So I'd imagine tomorrow. If he's flying in tonight, I'd imagine it's hotel and up early for the medical tomorrow. So Romano said the next one that's going to happen is Milos Kerkez, so get ready, Liverpool fans. Nice. Like we said, I did promise you that those three had nothing to worry about, and thankfully that's coming to fruition. Where is he flying in from? I don't know. I couldn't tell you, mate. I'd be a liar if I knew. But again, Romano also said the paperwork is now being readied by Liverpool and Leverkusen, so you would imagine things are going to move along rather nicely. Jason, the Costa said we might need 2-meter Messi or Ramos this window. 2-meter Messi would be interesting. What's this? Some talk of a plane landing in Manchester at 11:05. People are saying they've no idea if it's legit or not, but I do love it that we're straight into monitoring planes as soon as we get the deal done. That makes me smile because we do love monitoring planes, don't we? Ryan said, what a way to celebrate my night off, watching the announcement live on the best channel on YouTube. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate you. And look, I'm really happy it happened when we were live. I was hoping we got to do it when it was live, but I honestly didn't think it was going to be tonight. I was preparing for another night of frustration. But yeah, to get that, I'll never forget it. Never. I'll never forget exactly how that all worked out tonight. That's going to be implanted in my memory forever. Jaden Walker said, finally, baby. I know. Relief until it's one of these things. I remember Arne Slot saying that he didn't really feel what he expected to feel the moment the final whistle went and we won the league, but minutes later it kicked in. And I think this hasn't really kicked in for me just yet. I think when I take a few minutes after the stream to decompress and work it through, I think it'll hit me then that it's happening. And then I'll record another video, of course, because you know me, I don't like to make Wirtz videos, but if needs must and all that. Ornstein is on the back pages tonight, Craig. Nice. James, nice. I'll be watching that. Usually watch it about 11:30 because they repeat it every hour throughout the night. Want to see the reaction of 66 when he heard. Again, he's not in my thinking anymore. You know, feck him. He made his bed, let him go and lie in it. Smokey said, unbelievable, Craig. You're a legend, bro. And look, I'm just grateful it happened. Because again, I understood the frustration, but I always said it is going to happen and we've nothing to be concerned about. So, relief that it is happening. Over 2,400 likes as well. Now, a little favour to ask, ladies and gentlemen. The Clips channel, it's so close to getting towards 50,000. 50,000. I can't even think numbers anymore. So close to getting 50,000. So if you could subscribe to the Clips channel, because Connor's been doing some great work on there. We're trying our best to get that to 100k, because we don't think we'll ever get a gold silver play button. A gold silver play button? I can't even speak. Breathe. We don't think we'll ever get the gold play button on the main channel. We don't think we're ever going to hit 1 million. So we have a chance to get a silver play button on our Clips channel. So if you could help us out by going over there and subscribing to the Clips channel, that would be incredible. 2 silver play buttons would be absolutely amazing. One on here and, of course, one on the main channel. Fingers crossed. You never know. We may get the gold one someday, but certainly not in my thought process at the minute. Please announce Wirtz before Trent's unveiling at Real. Would love to see the comparison in viewer numbers. Only one winner. Yeah, I'm petty enough, Ash, that those things matter to me as well. You know, I love when people do these compilations of our unveiling videos versus City's ones, or when we won a league versus. I do love to see that, mate. I am that petty. Is the window closed? Yes, till Monday. It's closed from Monday, but that doesn't stop the medical taking place. That doesn't stop the contract being signed. All it means is we can't register the player until next Monday when it opens, but everything else can still crack on. It's Wirtz Wednesday here in Oz. See? Baldy Copboy came in to save the day. We love that, mate. So it is Wirtz Wednesday, just in Australia. It's truth. Any signing topping this from the Premier League club this year? No, nobody's beaten this signing. This is the one of the summer. Oh, okay. We've got a new little addition for you as well to bring up on screen, as we promised. There we go. There it is. The net spendometer, currently sitting at 129.5 Great British pounds, million Great British pounds. So there's the current net spendometer. Liverpool having spent 156 million so far in players brought in versus obviously the 26.5 million. So yes, the net spendometer, and we will be running that right throughout the summer. What's your thoughts on Lijnders joining City? I talked about it earlier on, Lee. And look, the kindest I can be about it is I'm not happy. I think each to their own, but yeah, it really doesn't sit well with me personally, Lee. To be honest, we need to give up on Isak. He ain't leaving Newcastle. I've never really believed it was going to happen, to be honest with you. I was more thinking we had a better chance of prizing away Julian Alvarez, but let's wait and see. What a night. What a night. You should swap the green and red. Hey, talk to the technical graphic designer. That's not my department, mate. So yeah, talk to the graphic designer on that one. Right, where are we at with this? Thank effing Alleluia. 21 is coming in. Put some respect on this man's name. Much love, Craig. Thank you. Appreciate that, mate. I'm just happy as a fan that this is over the line or getting over the line. Let's all be petty. We're going to be unbearable for an entire year. Oh yes, absolutely. Scouts will. As we should be. It's our job as fans now to be unbearable to opposition fans. Where do you think Wirtz will play? At Anfield every second week, mate. Sorry, I can't help it. In the 10, behind the striker would be my guess. But I don't think you're going to see him only play in one position. I think you will see him maybe change if the manager needs to put 4 midfielders in, as an example. I think you'd see him maybe then pushed up as a false 9, perhaps. So mostly I would say he'd operate in the number 10 role, maybe occasionally off the left. But his versatility, I guess, is a big part of the reason why he's attractive to us. You know, we can play in a host of positions, but most importantly, the thing that I think you're going to see most from him is his ability to find space and receive the ball between the lines. Ryan, where are Joyce and Ornstein? Well, Ornstein, I believe, is on Sky, so he's probably preoccupied at the minute. Probably a little ad break. He might get a tweet out. No idea on the Paul Joyce stuff, mate. Chris Purcell said, I'm happy we got Frimpong. Start of the league is so far, I'm too excited. Yeah, same. I'm going to be eagerly anticipating the lads coming back July 8th as well. And yeah, I can't wait for the unveiling of Florian Wirtz and the signing day vlog and all that kind of stuff. The club are brilliant about the content they put out around that. Here we go. As Ric Flair says, whoo! I believe Connor told me Ric Flair is battling cancer at the minute. I believe that's the case. So, wishing them all the best. I'm a massive Ric Flair fan. Jason Irish Red said, 20 months of absolute joy. Thank you, Craig. No, sir. Thank you. And to everybody who's part of our community. So, Wirtz landing Manchester at John Lennon Airport. Well, there's a report, Dave, that there's a plane landing in Manchester at 11:05 from that neck of the woods, but we can't confirm one way or the other if it's him or not. We will find out as the night goes on, though. No surer thing than Nicholas Bieber and the Liverpool fans on X will be tracking that plane. Tanner, so we did it, Craig. Let's go. My German King plays for LFC. Yeah. It's going to be brilliant. I can't wait. I can't wait to see Wirtz and us as fans ram this down other people's throats when they dare doubt the calibre of the player. Right, let's read this. Now, this comes from Romano. Said, Richard Hughes has been a big part of this story, preparing the strategy, the perfect approach with the player and his family, then reaching an agreement with Leverkusen without any long negotiations. So, again, full credit. Well done, Richard. As we said earlier on, thank you, Richard. Thank you, John. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Michael Edwards. Thank you, Arna, for, again, a very convincing pitch with the player when he came in for a chat. Haris, yes, sir. Here we go. I know. So happy we were live when it happened as well. Eddie said, does anybody know Florian speaks English? He does. Yes, he does, mate. Either that or I've imagined him speaking English, but I swear I've heard him speaking English. Is it actually a confirmed? Here we go. There you go. Yes, sir. It is. There's the tweet. So yes, you've nothing to be concerned about. This isn't a false dawn. This isn't anybody pulling our leg or anything. Absolutely. Shane said yes, he speaks it fluently. There we go. There's a video of him answering questions in English. Yeah, I was very confident I'd seen him speak in English as well, but sometimes the old mind plays tricks on me. Ram said, Craig, hope you're right. It's got nothing to do with me, mate. Nothing to do with me. I said you're going to get him as a player. I said you're going to get Kerkez as a player. I said you're going to get Frimpong as a player, and we will get all three. But again, you won't see the same people who are calling me everything under the sun in the chat apologising. You won't see that from them because that speaks to their lack of character. The Wirtz signing is huge when there's so much hate for it. Let them hate. Let them all hate. Let them all doubt. Let them all whinge, cry. All the opposition fans, leave them to it. I promise you, they would absolutely wet themselves if they were in our position right now. So if I'm them, I'm shitting myself about this situation because on top of us just winning the league, we've now brought in a potential future Ballon d'Or winner, a very attack-minded right-back/winger. We're about to bring in an Andy Robertson regen on steroids at left-back, and I don't mean that literally like the man takes steroids. I mean, times 10. We're looking at bringing in a striker if we move Darwin on and a centre-back. So if we get all these decisions right, better make that trophy cabinet bigger. Why are Sky Sports not saying anything about this? I don't know how many times I have to say to people, lovingly, that they're slow. I don't joke. I don't say that mockingly of Sky. They're way behind. If you're relying on Sky Sports for your transfer news, you're going to be delayed by quite a bit. So I can't tell you whether they're not running with a story or not. That you'll have to ask Sky whether they're not running with it. But I tell you what they are doing is missing valuable fucking clicks if they haven't put it up yet. So yeah, silly Sky if they're lagging behind. How good is Cherky? Will he be a success at City? How good is he? He's a good player. He's a good player. Not in the category of what we've just signed. Nowhere near it. But a good player, and I'm not going to, say City have signed a dud or anything. They haven't. He's a good footballer. Will he be a success there? Well, I don't know if City are going to be a success in general because they still have the charges hanging over their head. I don't think their business has been anywhere near as impressive as business in the past. I don't think it's anywhere near as impressive. The caliber of their signings now versus some of the earlier signings. I don't think they're the same fearsome package as they once were. And also, remember, one of the reasons Wirtz wasn't at all convinced was that Guardiola couldn't apparently even convince him that he was going to see out his 2-year contract at City. So, yeah, put all of that together with the pending transfer news. Look, they've signed our backup for their number 10 role. They've signed our backup for their left-back role. And they missed out on Dominic Szoboszlai, who they also had as a potential De Bruyne replacement. So we've bested City in the market, and now it's about besting them on the pitch and getting those trophies in. Nukes JR said, looking like Parade 2026 treble incoming. I hope so, my man. Can Liverpool announce it before Monday? Yes, they just can't register him before Monday. So if the contract's signed and he's got it and Leverkusen have their end of it, yes, they can announce that Florian Wirtz has signed for Liverpool Football Club, registration permitted or registration to come, something like that. But yes, they can absolutely. Will they do it before Monday? Don't know. You would imagine that there's going to be a lot of work to go in on the media side of this now. So the contracts will be drawn up and that'll be all sorted as medical will take place. But for a calibre of a signing this big, I would be expecting a pretty special announcement as well. And it's pretty special set of media stuff from the club. This is one of the biggest transfer windows ever for our club. Next Kerkez and hopefully Isak in July after some sales, said Itachi. It is. I would put this up there with the window we signed Alisson and Virgil in. That time, that season, I mean, is, to me, the transformational signings that made Liverpool real contenders to win the Premier League. And this, I think, will give us the ability to not have to look over our shoulder in domestic cups and stuff and have adequate cover. And most importantly, replace some of that creativity that 66 is leaving, obviously, when he's gone elsewhere. Never doubted you, Craig. Loving the channel. Thank you, Martin. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Do you think the Premier League clubs playing in the Club World Cup are at a disadvantage for the upcoming season? 100%, Andrew. Yeah, 100%. As does the England manager. I don't know if you've seen this, but Thomas Tuchel has been speaking about it, and he said, I think it'll have a huge impact and it will give Liverpool and Arsenal a huge advantage in the next season to not be at the Club World Cup. And I can't see how it won't. Like, their players aren't going to get a rest. They're going over to play in the Club World Cup. Some of them have already been on international duty after the season ends. Then they're going to have to go in, have a holiday, because they have to have a holiday. And then they'll have no time for a pre-season before the Premier League starts. So I can imagine it will knock on and it will have issues for Manchester City and Chelsea. Financially, it's very lucrative. There's no denying that. But yeah, I think the knock-on effect will be pretty evident. Jimmy, listening in from Australia in the morning, school run. Loving this news this morning. Give my two lads, Nick and Ollie, a shout out, please, mate. We listen every stream. Of course, my pleasure. Nick, Ollie, thank you. And Jimmy as well for watching. Lots of love on the school run over in Australia, where it is officially Wirtz Wednesday. So yeah, thank you, Jimmy, and thank you to both your young lads as well for tuning in. Really happy to have you as part of our community, and thank you for your support. Frank Schneikers, welcome to Anfield Agenda FC, bro. Craig, well done, mate, and covering everything so well. People forget it's your livelihood and actually money-making job. Yeah, it is, but I'm terrible at the financial side of this. I make decisions based on what I think's best for the channel and the interaction. Like, I probably could do 10 things to make more money on here that I don't want to do. But I don't think it is a job, but it never feels like a job. It feels like a privilege to be on here chatting with people. Great news. Thanks, Craig, for the update. My pleasure, David. And thank you for being in with us, sir. Sonny, member with us for a month. Thank you, Sonny. Wow, what a club. Keep up the hard work. Thank you, sir. It's just an incredible night. Patrick, shout out, Craig. Glad to be here. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Let's go, lad. Big crack tonight to Paddy Pool FC. It's incredible. It still doesn't feel real, by the way. It doesn't. It still does not feel real that this is all happening. It doesn't. Frimpong cross with Wirtz is worth more than 150 million. It's going to be really, really fun. It's going to be really, really fun, my man, seeing these guys in a Liverpool shirt. And also, I'm going to be really interested to see if we tweak the way we play now that Arne has players in that he fully trusts. Not that he didn't trust the other players, but absolute trust now in this. So, yeah, I'm going to be interested to see if we tweak the way we play a bit. AJD, welcome to Anfield Agenda FC, my man. Will you stay on for a bit? Yeah, I'm going to stay on till 11. So I'm going to stay on for another 18 minutes, and then I'm going to record a news roundup video, and then I'm going to go out and stream joy in the back garden. That's probably how my night's looking right now. Might even treat myself to a sitting down pee as well, to celebrate. Is anybody else like that, lads, by the way? Do you treat yourself and have a sit down pee occasionally? I never used to, but somebody put me onto it. And sometimes I like, it's worth treating yourself. Busy day, stressful. Sit down, have a pee, take that extra few seconds for yourself, enjoy it. Sean Dickinson, thank you for gifting a membership, mate. And also, I'll die on this hill, but anyone who says they don't piss in the shower is a liar. I'm sorry, I'm not having that. We've all pissed in the shower. And I don't know how we've gotten to this part of this conversation, by the way. But, if you say you don't piss in the shower, I'm not believing you. I'm not believing you for 1 second. And also, why do farts smell worse in a bath or shower? What is it about steam and air that makes them smell worse? I love it when a plan comes together. Yes, so do I. And my 18 vibes are coming right back with that one. I just don't have the cigar ready, tipsy dipsy. What was this one? The rest of the lads in the squad must be buzzing with the incoming news. Canade resigns now. Tima said, I was so frustrated at these fans who were criticising you for the delay. People couldn't even be a bit more patient. Let's go Reds. Congrats to all. I understood the frustration. Some people took it too far. And I'm always here to put my hands up if things are longer than I say they're going to be. But ultimately, I hope we've gotten to a place now where everybody's happy. And that's my main concern here, is that we're all happy. Unbelievable signing. Do you think we will move players on before signing a striker? Great news while on holiday. Yeah, I do. And I think it's prudent of us to do that. Because let's have a look at the net spendometer here. We've just committed to about £130 million now, net, after the players that we've sold on so far. So if you put Kerkez on top of that, that figure is going to rise up to 170 or 175 million pound. And that's a lot of net spend in a window when you still have other positions to sort. So, yeah, I fully believe that we will see a forward sold, maybe two, and then we'll see what happens at centre-back role. But, yeah, I would imagine after this, the club will focus on freeing up some space and some wiggle room for wages and stuff. Do you think we should retire the number 66? Retire it, not quite what I would have in mind to do with the number 66, to be honest with you, mate. Retiring it would be a kind phrase that you've used there. I could think of a few other things. Heat opens the sinuses. Nice. Has anyone tried the freezer farts yet, by the way? This is something that I put our chat onto about 2 years ago. You know when you're in the supermarket and they've got the big tall freezers, with the pizzas in them and stuff like that. I occasionally, being the nice human being that I am, like to open one when I need to fart in the supermarket, fart into the freezer and close it. Because I always wonder, does the person coming after me then, I don't want them pizzas. I wonder, And also, here's another question for you. Do you ever go around the supermarket eating something that you bought in the super? Like, let's say you go around the supermarket. My dad used to do this all the time. Go around the supermarket and he'd pick a bar of chocolate and he'd eat it walking around the supermarket. But my mum would always be, the job's worth, who would then put the wrapper down at the till when we were paying and say he ate that going around, where my dad would have been quite happy to just put it in his pocket and walk out. My dad taught me the old pick and mix trick, to lift the bag up a little bit, but don't take the piss. You don't want it to be too obvious. You want to lift the bag up a little bit. So you're getting a little bit of a discount, but you don't want to be too cheeky with it. Yeah, so as you can see, I came from a family that were, shall we say, creative. That's probably the word, creative. And thank you, by the way, Tima, again. Appreciate your support. Unbelievable signing. Do you think we'll move the players on before signing a striker? Great news. Yep, I do. Sorry, I think I've already answered that one. What do we hear about Kerkez? Romano's exact words on that were... Where are we? 1 second. No, it's not that one. it was a different one. He said basically that Kerkez will be next, Liverpool fans, and it won't be too long. Opinions on James McLean. I'm a Wrexham fan. I love James McLean as an Irishman. Always gave it all for the green shirt. Always turned up. Always tried his best. A fellow autistic person as well. I think he's an Aspie, like myself. I'm on the... I know you don't say Asperger's anymore, but I still say I've got Asperger's, but I'm an ASD, Autism Spectrum Disorder, I guess is the new phrase. So, another trick, by the way, that I suppose I should cover my arse with this. Another trick that a family friend used to do at Christmas time was go into the supermarket. And remember, this was back in the days before everything was as digital as it is now. So go into the supermarket to get the Christmas drink, fill up a trolley full of cans and whatnot, pay for it all, go out to the car, put it all in the car and go straight back into the shopping centre, put the exact same stuff back into the trolley and walk out with it. And if anybody stopped them, pull out the receipt that showed exactly what was in the bag or in the trolley, already paid for on a receipt. This is, welcome to my life. That wasn't my dad, actually, by the way, but it was a friend of his that did that. Can't wait to see John and Linda wearing their Where's the Money Craig t-shirts. So pleased and happy on the stream, mate. Proud of you. Yeah, look, I'd happily see John wear a "Shut Up, You Big Bald Fraud" to me t-shirt now. Is it real? Have we finally got there? Yep, there's the tweet. Like I've said, we've got the official "Here We Go" on it. So, yep. Craig, my brother, has Asperger's too. Nice. Elks, happy. I always knew I was wired differently to other people because my mum used to always say to me, your mouth's going to get you in trouble. Because I don't have a filter. Like, if I don't like something, I'd say, I'm bored, I'm walking away. Or, I don't like you, and I'll walk away. And my mum always told me it was going to get me in trouble. But I never knew why I said these things. Can see the relief in your face, Craig. Thanks for keeping us all positive. Appreciate you. You're right. There is a lot of relief being felt by me right now. Yeah, a lot of relief, mate, because, I wanted us all to have this moment of happiness and celebration together. Daniel, if I missed your super chat, bro, my apologies, sir. Let me find it for you. And you're absolutely right to call me up, bro. I always ask people to give me a nudge if I've missed their super chat. Bear with me, sir. 1 minute, I'll find it for you. There you go. Sorry, my man. Tank F, hallelujah. 21 incoming. It definitely is. I agree, Daniel. We definitely should be looking forward to some trophies next season, my friend. When's the medical? So, who was it that said this one? No, it wasn't that one. Sasha Tavolieri said Wirtz will be travelling to Liverpool for his medical in the next few hours. So, tomorrow, I would imagine, if these are all correct. Liverpool still interested in a move for Alexander Isak and believe the player's desire to join, much like Wirtz, could be pivotal, reports Matt Thielen. Again, there you go. So, like I've said, this Isak thing, although I don't have any information on it, is not going away. And, if Liverpool do feel that Isak wants to come, maybe he starts to angle for a move away with Newcastle. I don't know. He's their player, so... Where's the skinny skeleton chap? He's an alien. He wasn't a skinny skeleton chap. He's our alien. Nulon Voider, the dancing alien. We removed him from behind the screen because it was distracting me when I kept seeing me and him running behind it. Craig, Wirtz signs contract fully, or does he have to wait till window to open? No, he can sign the contract, Callum. We just can't register the contract until Monday. But again, any club are free to get contracts signed and do medicals and stuff like that. You just can't be officially registered until Monday when the window reopens. Do you think Klopp had something to do with this? No, absolutely not. James DeLea said Sky just said it. There you go. Well, welcome to Catching Up World, Sky. About time. Welcome to the 21st century. Ryan Naylor said, striker and a centre-back, we're looking mighty, very dangerous next season. People in chat saying not real. Again, don't care what people in chat are saying. It's absolutely real. 100. Go look for yourself. You don't need to take my word for it. Mo Chatra, who again we had on the channel, part of the Anfield Index team and very, very well versed in all things football finance. Shout out Mo. Mo said the Frimpong, Kerkez and Wirtz deals are not dependent on sales. There's plenty of headroom coming off a £700 million season and heading into the 25-26 financial year that should generate in the region of £750 million to finance these moves. Further sales will enable more business. So, like we thought was going to be the case, Liverpool will look to make some sales now on this one. Lee said Ornstein saying no agreement yet for Wirtz. Is he really? Maybe he's missed it though, because again he was on Sky, so maybe he's missed it. If you get me. Look, if they're saying he's going to be on a plane, I don't think, honestly, I don't think there's anything nefarious there with David. I don't think he's trying to be a shithouse or ratting. All I'm thinking is he's been on Sky recording back pages tonight in studio, or not in studio because they do it via camera. So maybe he just hasn't gotten around to getting the information yet. I don't know. But again, like I've said, there's enough journalists now saying it, but I do get it. Like, I'm not saying what you're saying isn't right to me, but you know, it's been reported that it's agreed. So don't be trying to come in and piss in the cornflakes as well. By the way, I just imagine like MDS201 said he just hasn't had the time to confirm it yet. Craig, I can't wait till the season to start. I'm so excited. Much love, you Irish Scouser. Thank you, bro. Shelley, appreciate you. Sorry, not I said bro. Sorry, Shelley. Thank you, Shelley. What have we got? Can't believe that we've got this done. Your thoughts on it? Relief, happiness, excitement, pride at the club for getting it done and over the line. So, here's a game. What journalists have tweeted about it that it's done? Let's play that game. So let me know what journalists have tweeted that this deal is done online. So we know that, what's this one? Yeah, I did read that one, Mark, yeah. We know that Romano has said it because, well, there's the tweet. We know that Cavalieri said it because, you know, he said he's going to be on a plane in the next few hours. Frank said, as a German LFC member, I'm buzzing. Craig, you need to put a book out. Try not to get arrested, though. Yeah, when I do the live shows, right, I never think of talking about some of the family shenanigans over the years that we've gotten up to, because there's quite a few stories that I think people would laugh at. Even Builder said it, our friend in the chat. It's Wednesday here in Australia. Wirtz Wednesday, said Dylan. Mate, remember I said at the start we'd no hope in getting this guy. Wow, what a signing. So a few months ago, even I was thinking not a hope. So I don't think you're wrong for feeling not a hope. But once the player said he only wanted Liverpool and Liverpool were willing to get the job done, I felt very comfortable then, knowing that Wirtz only wanted to come. Right, what have we got? What number do you think Wirtz should wear? It depends. If Diaz leaves, 7. If he doesn't leave, 27. 23 perhaps. But again, yeah, 7 would be my ideal number from if Diaz does leave. If Diaz doesn't leave, 27, 23. Ivan's reporting it. That's it. That's all we need to know. That if Mr. Schwackhoff, friend of the channel, is reporting it, then that's all you need to know. I think 27 would suit him, said Urvaj. It's 10 a.m. here in New Zealand. Start of a good day, said Martin. Well, what a way to wake up, my man. TT78 says, hi Craig from Ethiopia, really appreciate your passion and integrity, and who's your favourite for centre-back position? It would have been Dean Huijsen, my friend, but, you know, honestly, that one stung a bit when he went to Real Madrid. The names that we've been linked with, I don't know who's the favourite, honestly. Who would I like? Jared Branthwaite would be my absolute top-notch choice for centre-back, but I don't think that's doable. Not really sold fully on Mark Gay. Arujo from Benfica, I don't know enough about. Murillo would be interesting as well. Doira said, me and my mother watch every night, love the channel. Well, much love to both of you, my friend. I really do appreciate your support. Thank you, Craig, for all your updates. Seriously, mate, glad to have you on. Glad you're on here for us. Oh, mate, the pleasure's all mine. Honestly, all mine. Appreciate you. Hi, Craig. Do we have the best midfield three in Europe now with Wirtz, McAllister and Gravenberch? Interested in your thoughts. I would say we're right up there. Like, there's some really good midfield combinations in Europe, but you know that PSG midfield, as an example, that's a quality midfield as well. But yeah, I'd say we're right up there in the Premier League with having the strongest midfield. You know, I've been spoiled for midfields over the years as well. I did live through the Mascherano, Gerrard, Alonso, Momo Sissoko era, which that was incredible to have those lads in Liverpool midfield as well. Do you think Michael Edwards came back to the fold because he was given more room to make these type of signings? No, he came back to the fold because he was given a much wider ranging scope of a job, which encompasses helping FSG look to buy another football club. And I think the idea of shopping for a football club probably appealed quite a bit as well. Neil Thompson said, thank you, Craig. I joined late, but at the right time. I'm buzzing. I can sleep well tonight. Finally got the confirmation on the socials. Yeah, I'm relieved, man. Relieved that we get to celebrate this. Right, we're closing in on 324,500 subscribers as well. And we could get a 3,000 like stream. We only need 85 more likes to get us to 3,000. Don't forget as well, by the way, if you haven't joined the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp channel, you can do so. It's completely free to do. And it's pinned to the top of the chat right there now if you want to go up and click the link. We're going to give regular updates in there. I'm going to just let you know a few other bits and pieces as well. Some occasional shit dad jokes. But ultimately, we've had 3,500 people sign up in the first week. So appreciate you all and your support. Would love you to join up into that as well. What number will he wear? Don't know, Connor. We're trying to figure that out as well. 27, 23, 7 if Diaz leaves, maybe. 15, said Tig. Playing is landing, said Joshua. Yes, that one that we were talking about earlier. Yeah, there's a plane landing in Manchester at 11:05 from that neck of the woods. Don't know if that's the plane or not, but Hoarder said, love your channel, Craig. Next season, number 21. I certainly hope so, my friend. I certainly hope so. Huge thank you for your persistence and reporting to your audience. Pleasure. You know, I look at you guys dealing like mates, like I've said. So I hate when I let you down. I hate when things are delayed and people get understandably frustrated. But ultimately, I just want us all to be happy. And, you know, I can only be honest. Right, I'm going to go and gather up what I can and put out a late video. So bear with me for the next 10 minutes or so while I bring together this information. And then I'll put out a nice, neat little 8-minute video summarising exactly where we're at with this and a few other deals as well. Much love to you all. So thank you for being with us tonight. I'm delighted we got to share this moment together. Thank you to everyone that subscribed as well. Appreciate all of your support. And yeah, we will see you back here tomorrow for a much more upbeat and happy start to the stream than perhaps we had this evening. So yeah, love you all to bits. Thank you again for your support, and I will have that video out in the next 20